Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are enjoying the ambient music that is playing in the background tonight. It is a YouTube playlist from a chap who's just called Electronic Music for Studying Chill Out Instrumental Study Mix. I like listening to little people's creations of nice sounds. And it marked a nice little point where I actually got my sound fixed today, spending a bit of time getting it done. So I'm super duper happy, and I'll be with you in about 10 seconds. I'm just going to wave to you. I don't think you can see me. I can see Barry in the green room. I'm waving to you. Can you wave? Yeah. Fuck you too. Yes, I'll bring you in this. The things he's doing just now, I swear. Right, okay, let me fade out that music. I quite like it. It's quite good. I'm so glad my virtual sound is working again. Let's play the intro and get on with tune. Where's the intro? God damn it. These things. Right, let's hope that this is the right one.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through?
It's the right intro, but I'm too slow on the upkeep to do that. Good evening, how are you? What a beautiful day it has been in Scotland. And I tell you, amazing, absolutely amazing. Let me just cue Barry. Yes, he did wave his middle finger, local bottom. He did. How did you know? How did you know? I'm just bringing Barry in just now. You're alive, Barry. Why? Why middle finger, man? You're so funny. I can't believe that.
Because I can't get my feet up that
high. I was waving all polite, and he just goes like this. It was a funny one. Right.
No, I didn't.
Apparently. Pardon me?
No, I didn't. I went like that. Different side to side action.
Right. Okay. I need to ask the sincere question of everybody, because I always get a bit paranoid about the sound. Okay, you're a bit laggy for some reason, Barry. I hear your sound really well, but the camera, it might just be my drivers again. I had to update them all and everything. So I'm going to ask Shady, Local, and anybody else that's in there just now, do we sound okay? Give us a big thumbs up if you think we sound okay. I'm not asking Barry, because he's obviously in a cheeky mood, and he's going to wave his fingers at me again, even if it's laggy. You'll speak first on my little screen, and then I'll see him do whatever he's doing. That'll be funny.
What?
Yeah, thank you. Point. I sound fine. Thank you, Local. Thank you very much. Tonight is a COVID Chronicles one. I will bring Barry in and out of stuff, so I'm just going to bring my camera up just now and hold court. Stop picking your nose, Barry. Now you're in the green room. I can see you do that, man. He's actually doing it. Oh my god. Yeah, good. I'm glad I sound fine. Thank you, Logo. And he's not laggy for you. That's even better. That's all that matters, as long as you guys see him as not being laggy. What I do need to do just now, though, is throw a cushion at my daughter, who's playing the Xbox over there and is very loud, and I can hear her through my headphones. Okay, shut up. Okay, keep it down to a whisper, please. I love you. Oh my god, I love you. I love you too. She's not even a teenager yet, and she's giving me shit, honestly. I seem a bit laggy, but sound is good. Right, if I have to go, just keep me appraised, okay, if I have to go into podcast mode, I will do such a thing, which is fine. Let me just double check my yeah, I'm sitting. Why am I no? I've got about 3 tabs open in Windows Explorer in Chrome just now, which could be what it is, because I'm just bringing up the articles that I wanted to talk about tonight. And there's a couple of doozies. I've got 3 that I'm going to talk about, and I'll bring Barry in because Barry actually sent me one of them. That means I can close down that now. Yay! That's great. And tonight is a coronavirus night, COVID Chronicles. We don't really have COVID idiots. We've kind of moved away from that whole format, because like we were sort of like moving in a direction to incorporate other styles of programming as well, which is great. And I enjoy that. I very much enjoy that indeed. The biggest thing I'm enjoying just now is actually the Monday show, the round table one, and this week's going to be great. And it's because it's all about the Dark Crystal. Let me just bring up the picture, the one that was on earlier on. So yeah, the Dark Crystal, the television show that's on Netflix, which is the prequel, and then also the movie. So I'm just about finished the TV series, and I have to say it is one of the best stories that I have ever watched. I'm not going to go into anything, but it's kind of like compelling. I usually have stuff like this on in the background to watch while I'm doing dishes and treat it like a radio show, but I can't. I've got to actually peel myself away and watch the puppets. It's astounding. It's amazing. And I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And I cannot wait till Monday, till it might just be Barry and I. It might be Jason. Hopefully Jason's had an opportunity, if he's in tonight watching just now. Jason, go and watch the movie. Go and watch a couple of episodes of this one. It's a compelling story. It's astounding. So that is Monday night. Tomorrow is open mic night. And I actually, for a week tomorrow, have been contacted by a friend of mine in Las Vegas, or roundabout that way, who's a DJ called Mr. Bones. I met him on the Byte app. Now, this gentleman suffers, when I say suffers, he doesn't suffer. He's an inspiration. He has the brittle bone thing going on and various other what people might call ailments, but I call it astounding that what he does, he actually lies on his back and has virtual decks on a computer and does gigs at clubs and stuff. And he writes his own music and he does it all from a room, and he's a goddamn inspiration. So he's coming on to do a live set for me next week. We talked about it, so we're finalizing that over the weekend, the time when he's going to come on, and yeah, it's going to be wild. I'm going to ask him to do some sort of cool, chilled out sort of set, sort of middle of the road, not something that is like whoa crazy, but he's a talent. He's on SoundCloud. I will put all his stuff on Discord for it all. So he's going to be coming on a week tomorrow. That will be the earliest, unless anything goes wrong with it. That's kind of when we've done it. It'll be for the last sort of like 20 minutes of the show, and then I'll go on to like doing stuff. It'll be our first proper live musician type person for open mic night, and I am exceptionally excited about it. You have no idea. No idea. It's what I wanted open mic night to be, an opportunity for the community to do stuff, for musicians to do stuff, for writers to do stuff, come and read your stuff, poets, anything at all. It was like the creative focus to have a Friday night for doing stuff. So that is me updating you guys with what's going on. We can have a wee look now at the COVID Chronicles. I'm going to play the old jingle for the COVID Chronicles. I've not done that for ages. Let's play that. Yes, COVID Chronicles. There's a lot of interesting things in the news just now, all over the world. I've got two particular doozy type articles. One of them which kind of upset me a little bit. One of them which I quite frankly happily believe that this person does this. Basically, one's about the British government's reaction to all doing things, and one of them's about Donald Trump. So what we'll look at Donald Trump first, okay, and we'll bring Barry in as well to talk about these things once I've gone through the article and everything, and we'll have another good chat about anything. If anybody has anything that they want to bring up for this as well, then we can talk about it. 1 wee second. Light's not working. You need the torch to go into the kitchen. Yeah, I didn't buy a light bulb today. Crazy. Right, so today, at a press conference, Donald Trump was asked, would he have done anything differently to stop the pandemic, as death toll is around about 94,000 in America just now. That's crazy. That's crazy. 94,000 is a lot. I need to find out how many people live in America as a result of this. Well, not as a result of this, but just generally, so I can draw a comparison with the deaths, because I'm sure if we were to look at the population of America and have the death toll as a percentage of the population, if we were to do the same in the UK with our death toll rate, we would have a ridiculously high percentage. It's something that I've not seen as a comparison to do percentages for, but it would potentially mean that as a population, Britain would have the highest percentage of a death toll in the world. Potentially. I don't know. Maybe it'd be worthwhile actually doing that, because I think that we should be able to beat the Americans on something on this, because they seem to be doing all the things, like with Donald Trump being such a conscientious president with his attitude towards this. So yeah, he said that he would have done nothing differently to stop the pandemic at all. I found that quite offensive. The article that I've got up says he said he would have done nothing differently to stop the spread of coronavirus, even as a new Columbia University model indicates that going into lockdown 2 weeks earlier would have saved around about 36,000 American lives. Wow. I find that insane. Absolutely insane. Which is crazy. Right, hold on. I've just come back into the chat and off. It's not a contest you want to win. Thank you. Yes. It is definitely not a contest we want to win, Shady. It was definitely dripping with sarcasm, because it was. I think that both Boris and Donald are very similar in their approaches of leadership. It's a personality cult rather than a statesman-like attitude towards anything. US is 620 cases per 1 million, 291 deaths per 1 million. Right, thank you for those figures. I'm going to quickly take a photograph of that, because I don't have time to write it down, because I want to keep those numbers. There we go. Raw. That's good. Thank you very much for that, Local. Could you do the same potentially for the UK for me, please? That would be amazing, because to have that up on the screen would be fantastic. As a result of all this, when you look at the way that Donald Trump is with this, he is actually he was taking, or is about to stop taking, hydroxychloroquine, okay, which is it's like a malaria type thing, or something that you take for high altitude sickness. It's quite a controversial drug.
Lupus, I think.
The funny, what are you saying, brother?
And for lupus.
And for lupus as well. That I didn't know. That I didn't know at all. And let me just turn your sound. Can you speak to me for me again, Barry, please? Because your sound was very low there from my end.
No, I'm not speaking.
That's better. Thank you very much. I had you down way low because it's system sound, and you sound much better. But when it's used for lupus as well, I never knew that it was used for lupus. But the drugs had quite positive effects with people as treatments, but it's not something that is being radically thrust upon the countries. But I do believe it's very difficult to get hold of because people actually know that this has got very positive results. But Donald Trump feels so confident with America just now, he's going to stop taking this drug. What else did he say? The president also revealed that he will stop taking the drug in 2 days, and spent much of Wednesday attacking. Well, he was basically on the campaign trail in Michigan and Nevada. I'm not interested in that, to be perfectly honest. I used to take a great interest in American voting. Now I just have to, just because it's interesting when you've got interesting candidates, but he's not interesting at all, because he's like Boris to me, to be perfectly honest. Waste of space. He also renewed his war of words with China at the same time as well, saying that they're covering up all the incidents with COVID-19 as a whole. I don't have time for things about this man anymore. Like, I find it, and unfortunately I'll bring it up in articles, but deep down inside me, I find what he said there, that he wouldn't do anything differently, offensive. And when you've got, 70-odd thousand Americans dead as a result of that, what do you do? I mean, what do you do? If your leader's saying, nah, fuck yous, I wouldn't do anything different, to be perfectly honest. Why would I do anything different? I'm still alive and I don't care. It's awful, absolutely awful. Barry, what do you think about that sort of thing?
The guy's a raging psychopath. I mean, not only that, but on Wednesday itself, I think he actually said he's going to stop funding Michigan.
What? Why?
Because they're actually doing something really nice and actually sending out absentee ballot forms.
Wow, that's crazy.
And he says, if you don't stop doing that, I'm going to defund you.
Wow. I don't get it. Why? That's almost like a dictatorship. I mean, it really is. Surely
when he comes to doing crap like that, it's like, no, there needs to be some sort of safety mechanism put in place that says, nah, mate, you're out in your arse now.
Well, that's the thing. That's what the checks and balances of the presidency, the executive, the houses, and then the courts. That's the triangle of checks and balances in America. We've got a very similar procedure here, and Boris didn't like being shat upon by the courts before. When us Scottish took him to court, incidentally, we're still taking him to court just now. I mean, we battered him, the whole party, with what he was doing with not coronavirus, with the Brexit thing, and the not bringing Parliament back thing, and it's crazy.
I'm looking at these news sites, and I'm wondering where all these pictures of cats are coming from. I've got a Chrome plugin that's called "Make America Cats Again."
Make America Cats Again. Okay.
Make America Kittens Again, and it replaces pictures of Trump with kittens.
I
highly recommend getting it because it makes these news stories slightly less irritating.
Wow, I have to say that's quite funny. Hold on a second. I'm scrolling back to see local bottoms. UK, 3,698 cases per 1 million. Wow, hold on. Let me take a picture of that one. I'm going to do some sums later tonight on these numbers. And let's have a quick look back at what America was again. Right, hold on 1 second. Save me scrolling. Thanks, local. Really, thank you so much for doing that. It's great to have on the spot things like that. Right, hold on. USA. Holy shit! Right, okay. This is fucking incredible. Right, I have never looked at these numbers like this. The UK. Fucking hell. Okay, right. USA 664 cases per 1 million, with 291 deaths per 1 million. We are the champions, my friends. 3,698 cases per million, and 531 deaths per million. That is unbelievable. My God. Oh my God. See, when you put those numbers, that is a direct correlation of the smaller population with a bigger death pool. That shows you that we have really mismanaged everything.
Maybe not.
3,698 cases. This is as a percent of looking at 1 million people, and America have got like less than 1,000 per million. Now I know it's a bigger population and things, but that's incredible.
Article from the Telegraph that's just been posted at 9 o'clock.
Oh, like having the what's it called, the miscounts of deaths and tests and stuff like that.
Tens of thousands of coronavirus tests have been double counted.
That's tests. Are you telling me just now that they've miscounted deaths as well?
Well, if they've miscounted one, I highly doubt they're going to actually be capable of actually doing the other one.
Yeah, you're probably right, actually, Barry. You're probably right. That our government are incapable of ordering PPE and answering emails to European government stuff. So, yeah, I agree with you there. However, when you look at when we look at the data like that, I'm going to take that as face value just now on the surface of it all, and then go in, and it's not like going back and checking local bottoms numbers or anything. He's pulled them off the interweb, and I need to have a closer look at that, because that is a shocking set of numbers. If that's at face value, let's take it at face value just now. If that's at face value, wow, that's just wow. You know, that's
still devastating any which way you look at it.
Of course it is. Of course it is. All right, the US have been found. All right, sorry. Okay, I took the photograph earlier on. The US has 4,890 cases per million on that one. Hold on. What did I get the other one from then? That's the one I look back on. The US has 664 cases. Was that different data local? Let's not worry. Let's not worry. Oh, what have I done? Don't worry. Numbers are numbers. I'll calm down now. I wanted to beat America. I'm only joking. It's not a thing I want to beat people on. All right. Don't worry. It's all cool. It's all cool. Right. We will go back and we'll double check everything anyway. But regardless of whatever, people dying is not a funny thing when you've got leaders turning around and saying they wouldn't do anything different. And you're right. I feel quite frankly that he's a bit of a psychopath. I still feel that Boris is a bit of a psychopath. All right, you deleted it, right? No sweat. Thanks, local. Okay. The article that you're talking about as well, Barry, there is one of the articles that I wanted to talk about towards the end, but I think it's worthwhile bringing it up just now. The one on the Telegraph, and I'm just bringing that up. No, I don't want to start a free child telegraph. Thank you very much. Tens of thousands of coronavirus tests have been double counted, officials admit. So what we have here is the government's official tally of public health officials have admitted this. Diagnostic tests, which involve taking saliva and nasal samples from the same patient, have been counted as 2 tests, not 1. Height of incompetence. That's not the government then. That's not the government miscounting then. That's potentially the NHS miscounting, which is exceptionally concerning. Be interesting to see how this story pans out, because the Telegraph's pretty much quite a good Tory paper, and if they're turning around saying this, I reckon that it will be pushing the Tory agenda, saying things aren't as bad as they actually are. And we can go out and have fun. And then in 3 weeks' time, we have got a rampant viral infections thing going on again in the UK. I really hope I'm wrong. I really, really do.
Well, that's what happened in Germany.
Yeah, they got it. And also in South Korea as well. South Korea, I'll talk about it. What happened in Germany?
They were, at least at the beginning of the week, looking at enforcing lockdown again.
Wow.
because they reckon they've came out far too early and the cases just spiked again.
We're quite lucky that we've got Nicola up here. She's just, I don't know if you've seen it. She's put her roadmap into place for some sort of semblance and return to normality. And you know what? It's really funny. I'm part of this group called Commonweal, which is a kind of like a Scottish independence think tank. And I kind of throw ideas to them from time to time. There was about 4 or 5 of us that talked one time, where we talk about the Scottish National Investment Bank, which is now going to be in place. And there was also, we talked about 3 weeks ago, one of the things which I was talking about here, which is the splitting up of pupils coming back to school. And that is one of the things that Nicola's looking at and talked about in her roadmap, that would be a sensible sort of amount in the classroom, combined with people learning from home, coming in the next day, almost identical to what I was discussing with people in Commonweal. And the Commonweal it's not like an elitist think tank. It's a think tank of constructive people, like-minded people that want the best, to be perfectly honest. And traffic going past me here. Yeah, you can have a bit of cake. Can I have a bit of cake? Yes, you can have a bit of cake. Cake. It's red velvet cake as well. Talk about a distraction. Okay, cake. The goldfish. So that was my son asking for that, by the way. It wasn't just me being like having my alter ego on my shoulder speaking there, talking about cake.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for that, Barry. It's definitely, it looks like they're going to be doing what I was talking about, which is a very positive thing. I mean, we talked on Monday about kids going back to school, Barry, and you said not a chance. How would you feel in an environment where the classroom sizes were limited, okay, and Monkey was going back every second day and still getting distance learning stuff as well? So she had an opportunity to be in the classroom with a quarter of her class safely and then back home, like we talked about before. What do you think about that?
It's certainly a better way of doing it. I don't suppose I'd be too against it if they were. It's just enforcing the distancing as well when they're not actually sitting in class.
Yeah. That's when, if you've got like a quarter of the amount of pupils in the playground, you can't really stop them from doing that, from being close together. So I think that the next thing that I'll say to Commonweal is, how about big 2-meter circles with 2 meters apart? The kids playing, that's your circle in the playground. Don't come into anybody else's circle. You'll be called in by the colours of your circle to come back in. Sorry.
The bars in the States that are opening up with massive tires on wheels.
You're having a laugh.
No, it's a ginormous tire that they stand in the middle of like a baby walker. They're like massive tractor tires, and it enforces 2 meters because you're physically incapable of getting 2 meters within each other.
That is genius. I think we should just all walk around in Zorbs. You know, imagine that, the whole society, aliens watching down. What are those Earthlings doing, walking around in great big plastic bubbles?
Nope, no intelligent life here. Time to move on.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. Zorbs, imagine that. The Zorb Society, the Zorb this. They'd make a fortune. There was a guy that made like a ring of pipes around himself and had it on braces, like suspender type things over his shoulders when he was walking along the street for 2 meters. Things like that. They really do. But yeah, let's go back to the tens of thousands of things and finish with that article. Almost 350,000 more tests have been reported in the government data than people tested since the start of the pandemic. So does that mean then, more than anything here, that the government haven't reached their test targets even more? I think that does. Wow. There's a big discrepancy. So the Telegraph aren't being pro-Tory there. They're almost holding the government to account, but the wording's not holding them to account. The discrepancy is largely part because of the practice of the saliva and nasal samples. As we said, Public Health England oversee the testing of patients. So it's not even in Scotland then. It's Public Health England that's got this problem. Which is quite a doozy again, for the principal nation in these islands. I can't call it Great Britain or the United Kingdom anymore, Barry. I can't do it. It's just, it goes.
Just call it Westeros. It's probably more accurate at this point.
Westeros, yeah. So I say these islands, and then you have the principal nation, which is unfortunate. Are you okay? You okay? That sounded painful. That did anybody else hear that? That was my son sneezing.
I heard that out the window.
You heard that out the window? Barry heard you sneezing in where he lives. He lives like 40 miles away, mate. Right? You need that sounded sore.
It did.
It was sore. It's okay. I will rub ice on his nose later. Oh man, my glasses have just broken again. I've got them taped with gaffer tape. Gaffer tape does not work with glasses. They get fixed next week, which is good. Right, so the government also announced that at the beginning of May that it would be extending its targets from 100,000 tests to 200,000 tests a day, but so far has only hit the 100,000 target 9 times in the past 20 days. And the way to look at that now is how many times have they actually reached that if there's 350,000 tests that have been counted incorrectly. It's an absolute correlation. One of our Irish friends, one of our friends in Ireland, Ruin, heard you sneeze, and she's not even on the internet just now. She heard you sneeze all the way in Ireland. He's like going, yeah, shut up, Dad. Because she just said so.
But you said she wasn't on the internet.
That's smoke signals. She is not on the internet. That's smoke signals coming through. I can see them. Okay. Yeah, sure. My 9-year-old doesn't believe you. There you go. So don't ever be sorry for turning up late. It's always a pleasure to have people here, no matter what time they turn up. I'm always grateful to have people come in and comment and keep me right with things. Barry always keeps me right with the nonsense that I speak most of the time, which is great. But let me get back to the point and not being distracted by my children, please. Thank you. Long and short of it, I firmly believe that that you know how I feel. I feel the whole subject of coronavirus has been mismanaged by our lustrous leaders, both in America and in the UK as well. But when you see numbers that we looked at before, and when you see numbers of tests not being counted properly, okay, it makes you wonder if they actually gave a flying tosspot anyway. I firmly believe that they don't care, and they're only going to care about who's going to pay the bill at the end of all this. And unfortunately, it is going to be the proletarians, us lot, that will foot the bill in the form of taxes and crazy austerity. It's not what we want. It's not what we need. How do you feel about these tests, Barry, when you read the article?
Terrible. I haven't studied.
You have what, sorry?
I haven't studied.
You haven't studied?
For the tests.
Right, funny. Okay. Right. What are your feelings about what they're saying? Sorry.
Do we trust them to do anything at this point?
No, not at all.
It's like, don't worry, we've locked the stable door. The stables have burnt down and the horse is gone. But it's okay, we locked the door.
You locked the door. Too late, you locked the door. Anyway, I don't even think I don't think we're enforcing the 2 weeks quarantine yet properly for people flying in. I got a fantastic, I don't know when you sent that Equilibrium, the video. I only picked it up today on Facebook when you sent me the message. of all the cars. I've not even had time to bring it across. I'm going to watch it again just now. It's basically, I take it was you that was driving along the street for that. And where is it? Let's go to Messenger. Done. Right, here we go, back. There we go. And yeah, I'm taking it that it's you driving along the road, and on the other side of the road, it is basically just gridlocked with cars. And this is people coming through near where you live for the bank holiday. Wow. That's amazing. I'm gonna, if it's all right with you, I'm gonna put that up on my Mojax Happy Facebook page, because it's well worth having it up there. It's frightening to consider that people. You sent that on the 1st of May. Was that how long ago? How come it's only come through for me now? That's shocking. I only picked that up today. That's mental. I'm going to have to find a way to have messages come up better for me so I don't miss things like that. You took it from somebody else's Facebook. Right, cool. And I'm welcome to share it. Thank you very much. That's really good. The long and short of it is that there was pictures as well today that I looked at this morning on the morning stream about the beaches. Did you see the morning show, Barry, at all when we were on this morning? I thought it was quite early.
I slept in. I flicked on just as you were signing off.
Right, cool. There was pictures today. What I'll do is I'll actually come up and I will share that. We'll be doing it UK. Groupers come up. Thank you. This is one I don't mind. If we lose the stream, because 3 children on just now. Okay. This it's purely, to me, it's just all about the photographs for it all. Okay. And it's going down to, when you look at the pictures, the beaches are packed. Barry was talking about today about pictures for of the beach, one of the beaches in Edinburgh as well, being packed with people over the weekend. Now, 4 or 5 weeks ago, we were all having heart attacks about this. It's almost like we're conditioned now to be like, what a bunch of fannies, what a bunch of fucking idiots. Okay. But we're used to it. We're now, actually, it's normal for us, for people not to take this seriously. I still feel a pit in my stomach about this. It's like, you wouldn't go juggling grenades with the pins pulled out, but that's kind of what this is, I'm just waiting for the yes, here we go. It's up now. It's the thing about the papers, and what I want to show you just now, right, is and fingers crossed we don't lose the stream. If we do, I will be right back. Just bear with me. I'm just waiting for this to come up. Fingers crossed, one little bit at a time. Chrome tab of the papers. Share. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Please don't lose the stream. Are we okay? No, we're still here. We're still here. Fantastic. Right, good. It was this whole idea. Let me bring up the full. Oh man, have they changed the papers already for tomorrow? Maybe they have. I took samples of it. No. The papers, they're in the process of changing it for tomorrow. Damn you, BBC. We said there must be the article down the bottom then. We should be able to get to yesterday's stroke today's PPs. Little PPs. Game changer. Yes, here we go. This is the one, but it's not going to show it yet. Right, no problem. We're not going to be able to show these. I've actually saved the pictures on my phone. I took screen captures of them and took screen captures earlier on. So I'll probably end up doing an article about this separately, because the pictures, there was 3 pictures in 3 different newspapers of the same beach. Okay. And I'm questioning, why are 3 different papers using the same picture? And then 2 papers are using a different picture from the other 3 papers, but those 2 papers are using the same picture. So to me, I'm thinking, when I saw it, first of all, I thought, that's terrible. I was triggered. I was shouting at the papers in my head. I was going friggin' mental. And then bang, wait a minute. That's the same one. And I'm going backwards and forwards. So live on the stream going, wait, that's the same picture. Why would newspapers with different, organizations be using the same stock picture to me? Why are they doing that? Unless they're wanting us to be conditioned about something. That's what struck me.
They did that with Italy.
Yeah.
They showed pictures of the beds in the street, saying that it was it's Italy running out of hospital space and blah blah blah, and we're only a week behind, and it's complete scaremongering. Turns out it wasn't Italy; it was Haiti, and it was after an earthquake or something.
Yeah,
so it's complete garbage. And during this, all the cops did the same thing with a story about a couple from London, I think. Because what they didn't realize was they ran the story locally multiple times. So this couple were from Bristol, from London, from Wales, and it was this exact same car, exact same registration they showed on the car, and it was a story about someone coming up from down south and being turned away and fined and all the rest of it. But it was complete. It was an obvious, complete and utter bullshit story.
That's shocking. That's shocking. I don't get it at all. In this day and age, all right, you've got some really clever people out there. I'm not one of them, but I recognize things when I look at them. I think I question. That's my strength. Is I'll look at something. If I don't agree with it, I'll want to find out what's wrong with it, why it's like that, until I understand it. So right now I've been in the bonnet about these pictures. They've got really nothing to do with COVID as a whole, other than potentially, why would they be doing that? Condition us to make us feel safe. When, like, look at all these people on the beach. There's thousands of people on the beach. Oh my God, that's shocking. And then all of a sudden we don't have the second phase, the second wave of coronavirus, because these pictures were actually taken on beaches last summer in Blackpool or something. That's kind of where I am with it. Are they actually doing something? Are they do they have an agenda along those lines? I don't think they do. I don't think that our government's that nefarious. It's like when we talked about the vaccine things before. What have they got to gain about holding back? Well, in this country, they don't have anything to gain, but in countries where you have private medical care, they've got a lot to gain, because it's the pound sign, the money sign, to make money. What do our government have to gain in this sense? Well, they've looked like absolute idiots, so let's do something to make us look less foolish. And does this make them look less foolish? Well, yeah, if we don't have a second wave, and those were fake photographs and nobody's actually out on the beaches, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being paranoid. Maybe I'm just being too critical and trying to look at something that's not real, and it's just a pretty picture on the beach that 3 papers have used the exact same picture of. But one of them zoomed in more, but you can clearly tell by the shape of the people and the umbrellas that it's the same goddamn picture. Does my head in. It actually really, really does my head in. The last sort of article before we just sort of like chat about other nonsense that I wanted to talk about as a whole is our Boris Johnson. He has I'll go to it's something I found in the Independent. We've been charging an NHS fee for healthcare workers in the UK that have come from overseas to work with us, and it's just short of £1,000. Oh, come on, why have you? There we go. It's just short of £1,000, and can you imagine sort of like coming to Great Britain to work, and it's £624 plus there's other peripheral charges as well for foreign-born NHS workers to have the right to work here. Hold on, there's an actual video for it. I don't want to play the video just now. We will play that video though. But Boris was all for this. We will force the workers to pay this to work in the UK, etc., etc. But now he's had to U-turn on it. He's had to and he's ordered the removal of the NHS migrant surcharge from health and healthcare workers. Basically, a day after he was going on about it, it's crazy to think that our leader is that incompetent about the whole thing. The upside of it all, though, is the antibody tests for coronavirus will soon be 100% provided by the NHS, not just the saliva ones, but the antibody tests. Now, these have been proven to be far more accurate. These are the tests that they've been doing in Iceland as well. For this is when Magnus was on, he was telling us about this. He told me about this, through Facebook as well. That they've been doing antibody tests, and these things allow, this is how they've managed to discover that there's certain people in Iceland that they've had no symptoms, but they have 8 different strains of COVID-19. 8 different strains. Iceland discovered that there's, I think it was like 40 or 50 different versions of it. They at the time that Magnus was on, they'd tested about 10% of their population. They didn't have a big lockdown or anything like that compared to us, but they've got about just short of 400,000 people in the same landmass as England, which has 22 million people. So they naturally socially distance regardless. So it didn't have as big an impact, but they also had hardcore track and trace in place. So if somebody got infected, they could backtrace it and get in contact with everybody that's had it. Our problem is that we are so far behind any form of management of this. Will any form of management that we put in place actually be effective? I don't trust the track and trace as a whole anyway. I mean, you're a bit of a tech head compared to me, Barry. If we've talked about this app that they've been doing before, have you heard anything different about it? Is it still sort of like a liability for you when you think about using it?
Well, gathering the information is one thing, but safeguarding it is a completely different one.
Yeah.
And that's the issue I have. Plus, there's nothing to stop somebody grabbing that information and selling it.
Yeah, that's kind of the world we live in just now as well, isn't it?
Well, there's a, not to deviate, but there's a law that's just been passed in America that ISPs have the right to snoop on what their users are doing and sell the information on.
Wow. So does that mean if my internet traffic passes across American servers, even though I'm a British citizen, they can snoop on me sitting in my living room?
Yep.
That's incredible, because, I mean, when I first understood about the internet, I discovered, that this particular stream will be bouncing off local servers and then going out the world. It doesn't necessarily have to find the most efficient route to people's houses. It could go 4 times around the world before it even hits anybody's house, bouncing off different places.
Yeah.
Is that accurate? I don't know how it works. Is that pretty much accurate?
Yeah, they'll go to main nodes, and then from the main nodes, they'll go out to sub nodes and subnets and out, and eventually they'll be distributed.
That's incredible. It's
hence the reason sometimes there's spikes and lags.
Right, got you. It's frightening to think, though, that other countries would have access to me right now. They can watch me anywhere in the country, but I suppose it's information that's passing across their geographic borders. They technically have a right to have a look at it.
This is why I'm a great proponent of VPNs.
I don't have one. I think I might have to get one now.
Whether it's something simple like the Tor, the open source project Tor, which is written by the guys who do Firefox, or started by the guys who started Firefox at least, or whether you go to some big corporate one. I highly recommend just getting it and using it.
Find a free one. I'm a single income household with 4 children.
Yeah, there are drawbacks to some of them, but like
I think actually Virgin have got one as well now. I'm not too sure. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Regardless of that, though, you know what we've got with Boris and his U-turn on charges, I quite welcome the fact that they're not charging people that are. It's like turning around and saying to soldiers, "You've got to pay for your bullets." You know, these people, you know, from other countries, you know, on the front line. Like let's charge the Gurkhas, who are were a regiment, or still a regiment in the British Army that come out of, is it from Nepal? Let's charge them because they're not British nationals working for the British Army. Let's charge them for the bullets if they ever have to go to war, because that would be a sensible thing. You know, foreign nationals working in the UK and the NHS getting charged money just to work there. Wow. What else was there? Just time to have a wee look. Yes, there's another wee sub-report there on this article that Nicola Sturgeon has announced that people in Scotland will be allowed to meet friends and family from one other household, sunbathe in parks, and reopen some outdoor businesses in the first phase of a careful relaxation of the country's lockdown. I think that Nicola has quite a sensible approach. We don't have anything coming into place until the end of May at the earliest. I know that the transition schools like primary sevens and primary ones that are going into primary ones, so primary sevens going into high school, they're getting to do a transition, which is very positive, considering there's not going to be anybody in the schools apart from them. I'll make sure my daughter has a mask and gloves and sanitizing gel, everything. Paranoid dad. I might even just wrap her in cling film, to be perfectly honest, with a couple of things up their nose like the Wests did. No, that sounds terrible. We'd never do that to Yalia. Never do that. But there you go. So let's have a quick look at the chat, because my articles are all finished a wee bit earlier tonight, which is a bit changed, but differently. Oh, there is Ella Rose. Good evening, Ella Rose. Ella Rose is a small YouTuber like myself, but far, far, far more subscribers. And she does a lot of videos about helping out small YouTubers. I've got another one on the go, Ella. It's going to be more serious than my last small YouTubers one when I was taking the mickey more. So I'm going to be pulling that together. And yeah, so that's getting done tomorrow. It's going to be a series of them as well, which will be fun. Jason's in the house as well. Hi, Jason. Sorry you're not on tonight, but it's good to see you there. And who have I not spoken to? I've spoken to Local. I've spoken to Equilibrium. Morgan, I see you there. Never saw you before. Hi, Morgan. Good to have you in the show. And who else is there? Who else? We must be missing somebody. If I've not said hello to you, say hello in the chat now. We're a tiny little stream and you can afford to say hello. It's not like I'm going through 40 or 50 names. I should be able to name every single person that is that's watching this just now. I like it when you pop in, Ella. It's always very nice to have you here. We've been doing sort of like more sort of general security issues with our Discord and things, and where we've had it open with /Discord before, we're only going to have it open now for invites and things when we actually stream, and occasionally maybe other times as well. So when I'm going to give, Barry's going to show me, he sent me a video on how to actually set this up through the website. It's still going to be /Discord on the actual website as a whole. But it's only going to be open for, an hour at a time. So when we're on live, if anybody's here and they want to join the Discord, just say so as well. Can we join the Discord? And then we'll open it up. If we're not going to do that, if we don't, hold on a second, my door's open just now. Ruin, can you get up and shut the living room door, please? I've left it open. I can't speak like this just now because I'll wake up the baby. Okay, thank you. Just close it, put the cushion in front of the door, carefully. Thank you. That's good. Oh, so yeah, So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to invite small YouTubers to join Discord and have them come into tier 2 and have like a small YouTuber, because there's lots of people out there that, you know, that want a bigger audience. And I thought, Ella, it would be nice to have people come into a Discord server where we would have everybody there. They could talk much easier as well, and you know, share different things going on and ideas for content and everything. So I'm going to be putting that together as a video, Ella, and I'm going to speak to Barry about when we can open that up for different things, because he's my technical guy. He knows what ones and zeros to do to make things work and how to click things, which is really good. 1 wee second. Can you please make sure that you close that door when you go out, because otherwise my voice carries through the house. Okay. Thank you. You're welcome back. I love you. She's a good girl. Wow, look at this. We have had more people watching tonight than we've had for a long, long time. Listen, if you're here just now, give us a wee like. If you've not subscribed to my YouTube, give it a wee subscribe. And bear in mind that we have all sorts of different things that we use. So we use Instagram, which is radio_apocalypse for Instagram, or / Instagram if you go to radioapocalypse.live. In fact, all of our socials are radioapocalypse.live / Snapchat / Instagram / Twitter. Did we do the Facebook page, Barry?
I don't actually remember. I've done that many. I would have thought so.
If we've not got it, we can have a wee look at it. Because I've got a Mojax Happy
Yes.
page where I stream into the morning. So / Facebook, and then Discord as well. And the Discord one is the one where the community all comes together. And you know something? I'm really proud of our community. We've got like, I think it's 22, 23 people there, and you're all a bunch of cool, understanding grown-ups. And it's kind of different from other communities I've been part of before in the past, like whether it be gaming ones or ones where I was involved with my business. This is just actually people, and I want to say you're all grown-ups. It's not like we have little bampot kids that are playing video games, shouting and screaming at us because, you know, we've ganked them 22 times in a row because they're dicks in a game. You know, it's not about that. It's about, you know, a bit of fun, a bit of communication. If something's good, something's bad, something's not so attractive in your lives, it's about sharing. And that's kind of the community that I want to build based on what we stream. You know, that's what it's about to me. And yeah, that's really about it. Tonight, I'm not going to be in Discord because my children go back to their mums tomorrow. We're about to go and watch a movie. Well, I've been told I've got to watch a Scooby-Doo movie with my... Stop picking your nose. He's not listening to me. And he's just wiped it on his jammies. He can't hear me. You're disgusting. Ruin. I just told everybody you picked your nose and wiped it on your jammies. I just watched you do it.
I did.
Yes, he did. Yeah, at least he admitted it. I love them. It's good. Yeah, the kids go back to their mums tomorrow, so I want to spend the evening with them. We actually put a paddling pool out in the garden today, and I got my hose and used the hot tap to fill it up. It was like a steaming hot bath in the back garden. I recommend for anybody that's got a paddling pool, fill it up with hot water. Hold on a minute. Equilibrium's going to have winds of 110 kilometers tonight. Oh man, I better go.
Did you have the sprouts as well? Did you?
You what? Sorry.
Must have had the sprouts.
The sprouts.
For all that wind.
Ah, for God's sake, you and your puns, mate. I swear to God. Okay, so tomorrow night, open mic night. Anybody can come on the show. Anybody can come and talk. If you have anything that's an interesting subject that you want myself, Barry, or any other members of the panel to talk about, drop it into the Discord. Okay. If the Discord's not open, if you ever go there, contact us through the socials and we will get you in. Okay, that's the easiest way to do it. We like to just make sure we're not got an open door for people coming into it left, right, and centre. We just want to be able to have a little bit of security in place. So we don't have the 13-year-old spoiled brats that play different computer games coming in and shouting at us. Speaking of computer games, tomorrow night after open mic, round about midnight tomorrow night, I'm going to do chapter 2 of SLENDERMAN. I don't know if you watched the Slenderman video the other night there when I was playing it, none of it was put on. All right. Now, Barry has known me for 120 years. Okay. I don't act like that. I don't shit myself easily about things. I think that must have been a unique situation for him to see me talking and feeling the way that I did. So yeah, tomorrow night's going to be chapter 2. I think I've figured out what's going on with it now. So I know like certain sounds mean that I'm going to be doing certain things. So if the drum beat gets faster, that means I need to run away in a direction till the drum beat slows down. Okay. Good night, local. Thank you for joining us tonight. So yeah, tomorrow night I will be doing. I'll get that up on the stream, and next week as well, I will be finalizing our first ever. Barry, I don't know if I told you this. Did you hear me earlier on about Mr. Bones coming on?
Yes.
He's a DJ from Vegas. Yeah, he's coming across. Well, he's not coming across. He's doing a set. I'll be speaking to him over the weekend. I'm quite excited about that. He's a good guy, and his music is quite upbeat, some of it, and some of it's quite chilled. So I'm going to say to him, can you do some, Friday night sort of like ambient sort of, well,
Once the lockdown is out the way or relaxed enough, I know a good friend I was in a band with who is in a duo at the moment.
He's in jail?
In a duo.
In a duo.
And with another guy I was in a band with. So I can maybe get them to come on.
That would be great. I'm all for that. I'm trying to get a couple of folk friends of mine as well, folk singery type people. I've been contacting. I'd like to have a band twice
I used to be in a folk band.
Wait now, there's going to be there's going to be something terrible that'll make me laugh.
Every time I sang, everybody went, "Oh fuck."
Why are you my friend?
It's punishment from a former life.
It's punishment from a former life. Right. Thank you, Barry.
I have some interesting news headlines for you to mull over for a short TLDR.
Okay.
Facebook says it will permanently shift tens of thousands of jobs in order to enable remote working.
Okay. Do they not remote work anyway?
No. Facebook's a very, very much of get on the campus and be part of the family.
Oh, really?
But they said they're going to do this throughout 70 offices worldwide.
That's quite good then, isn't it?
So that's amazing for them. Did you know that there's actually Facebook vending machines inside Facebook?
What? Like, you go to the Facebook campus? Is that what you mean? And there's vending machines?
Yeah, they're IT vending machines. So if you need a new keyboard or a new mouse and yours just stopped working, don't bother the IT guys. They've got enough to do. Use your company pass and swipe it on the vending machine, and it'll verify that you are an employee and drop whatever item you need.
That's incredible. That should be every
business. There's a book I highly recommend everybody reads. It's just really, really fascinating. To understand the mindset and how things allegedly happened, called The Facebook Effect.
Mm-hmm.
And it literally goes through how things happened and how certain people who are around Mark Zuckerberg at that time felt and how they saw things unveil themselves. There's one passage that's burned into my brain. One afternoon, Mark Zuckerberg received a £1 million cash offer for Facebook.
£1 million. $1 million. Sorry.
$1 million, yeah. Mark didn't even return the email.
Wow.
He just ignored it, put it in the trash, and just kept on working.
Wow.
Netflix is apparently looking to cancel inactive customer subscriptions.
Wow. That's quite positive as well.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but if you're paying for it and not using it, then Well, you're just taking up space essentially.
Yeah, but it's also there's bound to be quite a lot of people who might take a hit on their profits and stuff. But
Yeah,
that
but then again, you've also got to remember they're having to supply extra servers and extra bandwidth to accommodate all the active accounts because they're getting taken up by the other ones. And New Zealand PM has flagged an idea for a 4-day working week.
I'm not against that either.
She says not only would it help rebuild the nation's economy, says it would help people adjust back into things, and it may even help become a permanent feature.
I think it's I don't disagree with a 4-day week, to be perfectly honest.
No, and not only that, but it also releases jobs as well.
As long as they still pay me the same for this, as long as I can walk away with the same amount of money that I would have for a 5-day week, I'm happy with it. You know, that's if it's not working that way, then nah, I need the money. I'm a money grabber. I need the money. I need to pay for stuff. We all have to pay for stuff, and yeah.
And today's the creepy one I shall leave you with is NSO Security. That's an Israeli security company. NSO impersonated Facebook.
What?
As part of a ploy to get users to install phone hacking software, just unveiled in a new report. They even went as far as to actually activate servers within the United States.
That's incredible. That is quite scary, to be perfectly honest.
Oh yes.
Wow. Nah, that's bad.
But Israel's also locked in a battle with WhatsApp, and WhatsApp is owned by Facebook.
Right, that's fair enough. Then
this sounds like it's all silly games revolving around that.
Is that because of the way that they do the super encryption between users and stuff like that? They want to be able to look at it.
I believe that's one aspect of it. Yeah, they also want to censor some of it and what's allowed to be passed and all that sort of stuff.
Makes sense. Right, that's great. Thank you for that, Barry. Very interesting stuff. Okay, tomorrow morning I'm going to be back on at 6:30. That's the new time for the morning show. I will be stepping over 3 children that are camping out in the living room before they go back to their mums. And tomorrow night 10:30 open mic night, and then watch Mojax Happy shit himself from 12 p.m. onwards on Mixer.
Should make it a drinking game.
What, every time I shit myself somebody has to take a shot?
Yeah.
Everybody will be shit-faced by the end of the night, mate.
See, it's a plan and everyone should record themselves doing if they're playing the game, they should record themselves doing this, because it'll be funny as hell.
Yeah, I tell you what, if we don't get enough people on tomorrow night to do it tomorrow night, we'll definitely do it when we do the alien game, right? Because
you're gonna have a heart attack with that one.
Is it worse than Slenderman?
Oh yeah, dude, you're being chased by an alien.
Oh my god!
You're being chased by a xenomorph.
Slenderman's bad enough. It's total.
It's too late now. I'm not letting you back out of this. You are doing it.
I'm going to back out. Of course, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to get a T-shirt that wears it and put on for it as well, and have a roll of toilet paper handy.
I've got my social distancing World of Warcraft T-shirt on tonight.
Yeah, put that back on again. Let me see you. There we go. Hold on. There is the. Let me bring you up onto the big screen. What does it actually say?
World of Warcraft social distancing since 2004.
Yeah, that's perfect. I like that very much indeed.
It's funny because he's true.
It is very true. Was that when we started to play? Was it 2004, 2005, wasn't it? It was the year before Paxton was born.
Yeah, it must have been about that, because it was literally just out.
Because we played Star Wars Galaxies before that, which was a great game, but kind of fucked over by Sony.
So Sony've got a habit of doing stuff like that. In fact, during the whole Marvel fiasco, when Sony's servers were hacked, emails were released from meetings where the director of I think it was one of the Spider-Men that flopped. He said, he was convincing the studio, says, don't worry, we can fix it. It's fine. And the studio's reply was, we don't really care. Our biggest audience don't even speak English.
Wow. That's awful.
So, yeah. Then Andrew Garfield got the role when that film flopped. And then Andrew Garfield just went on Twitter and said, Sony are arseholes. And he got sacked.
That's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I don't understand people that are like that. Companies that, don't value the people that pay their bills for them. And it goes back again to my whole things about big corporations being soulless entities and having more rights than you.
Shady just said in chat she ordered that T-shirt last week.
Shady's a wower.
Oh yeah,
on Shady
for the Horde.
Oh, she's a Horde. Oh, they're all too ugly for me, the Horde, apart from Night Elves.
Night Elves are Alliance. You're thinking of Blood Elves.
Oh, Blood Elves, sorry, yes. It shows you how long ago.
I like the Taurens.
Tauren, I've got a Tauren. Listen, you know my Tauren story. That I walked my level. I started a Tauren and I walked them from the starting area all the way to Goldshire. Right? All the way to friggin' Goldshire. All right? Just so I could plant them outside the Lions, whatever, down in Goldshire, right? So I could have a dancing Tauren nearby. I want to get him to the tavern. I really want to get him to the Imperial
You know what? I need to go back and watch the Warcraft movie now.
I quite fancy that too. I tell you what, we should do that as a week.
That should be another watch weekend.
Anybody interested in watching the Warcraft movie? Okay, we could do that as a watch party weekend thing. So I actually quite liked it.
It was great, and not only that, but Chris Metzen was in it.
Yeah, who did he play?
He was one of the shopkeepers that the camera pans past.
Oh, really? That's amazing.
Yeah, and apparently the guy that played Ogrim, Doomhammer, was a massive WoW player in more ways than one.
Oh, tell us the story.
Apparently, he was a very large person who played Warcraft, and basically he was Cartman in the South Park episode of. He was that type of person. He just sat there eating chips and junk food and just playing WoW. That's all he did. And then he managed to clean himself up and thin down a little bit and started getting acting roles again. But so yeah, he just ran around the set the whole day, just annoying the living crap out of props guys.
Shady's asked how I didn't die bringing my Tauren from the Tauren starting area to Goldshire. I did about 100 times. Okay, 100 times. I shit you not. Okay, the clothes and that. What are you saying?
One of the rites of passages was always running from Manethil Harbour to Ironforge.
Yes, I remember those days. Shady, I used to be on a roleplay server called Dark Moon Fair. It's still around, and before Cataclysm, when the Park District was open in Stormwind, I used to run a roleplay tavern so often and consistently, frequently on a Friday night. It actually got recognized by Blizzard. Somebody came in with what was it? What was the admins were they in purple highlighted?
Blue.
Right, was somebody that was blue messaged me in game and basically says, "Can you meet me in like the trade district on Stormwind?" And I'm like, "No." I don't know. I'm busy preparing for the role play for the night. I'm a bit busy. Can you not just speak to me? It says, no, I need to give you something. So I went down and I was looking at all the characters all around the place, looking for something that was blue. Nobody was there at all. But then this person just materialized behind me. Okay, and it says, and a trade window came up and says, "That's for you." And I looked at it and said, "What the hell's this?" Now, it was a pet. Okay, and it was like a pet that was a very rare pet, and they gave them away at one of the BlizzCon things, I think.
It was a Diablo one, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Diablo one. What was it? Azrael? What was the character called? The little angel thing.
Yeah, and I remember that.
Yeah, it was.
This was before vanity pets became a big thing.
Yeah, it was amazing. So when I opened it up, I was like, that's amazing. And I put it away again. But instantly about 20, 30 people were like, what is that? And I'm like, what's what? That thing that was floating behind you. And I was like, what thing that was floating behind me? So I thought, this is great. So I opened it up again, and it would just follow me around behind me. And it would just be like an attention grabber. Okay, not that I need my ego stroked. I'm not that sort of guy, but I do enjoy like winding people up about stuff like this. And they'd be saying, what is that, Yalis? And I'm like, that was my character's name, by the way, Yalis Carl Storm. Okay, what is that, Yalis? I'm like, what is what, mate? And they're like, that thing behind you. And I would turn around, and of course I would turn around, and it would turn around behind me. And I said, there's nothing there. And I'd turn back to them and says, what are you talking about? That thing, that floaty angel thing, there's not a floaty angel thing behind me. You know? So yeah, my character was in character pretty much 100% of the time, unless you whispered me. We had a lot of fun with that. The tavern, when Cataclysm came along and they destroyed the Park District, it ruined the game for me, because I was only into the roleplay for it. I only grinded Yalis up to level 30 so I could make white silk shirts for the uniform for the pub. That was it. I couldn't be bothered taking them any higher. But we used to have a lot of fun with the roleplays there, didn't we?
Oh, it was great fun. That was until you they decided to bomb the park.
Yeah, that destroyed me. I then put the Ethereal Tavern in the hands of one of my other alt characters, and then started another tavern one, because what Yalis was a very gentlemanly guy. He'd be like, how are you doing today, my friend? How are you? Oh, hi so-and-so. Oh, hi so-and-so. And he never ran anywhere in character. He always walked everywhere, strutted his stuff, and he would put on, is that the tavern, mate? That is the tavern.
Yeah.
Let me just bring it up just now. This picture here is the Ethereal Tavern in the Park District. And he always wore a big sort of like white cape and a white hat with a feather in it, sort of thing. He was a bit of a lad, a bit of a man about the town and everything like that. And always polite and always a gentleman. But see, when the when the tavern got destroyed by that big fucking dragon, right? I swear to God, he turned, and I only role played about 3 times with him after that. But anytime anybody came up and says, "Hi, Alice, how you doing?" expecting a polite answer, it'd be like, piss off. What? I'm not interested in speaking to you. Okay, because Yalis had a vast collection, roleplay wise, of different rare beers and wines and things, and it was all destroyed by the dragon. You know, everything destroyed by the dragon. But that's what happened. But apparently you can go back now and go back to
speaking of WoW, you'll never guess that today I was speaking to Hasty.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I don't know how you pronounce it, Hubris.
Yes. Hubris.
Yeah. They were they've got a Discord server.
He's got his own Discord.
There's a Vanguard of Valor Discord server.
Right, I'm going to go and join that, and I am going to go and join that. You have to send me an invite. Get them to send me an invite.
Yeah, I'll drop that. I'll drop them a message.
Cool. No, I'm all for playing WoW again. If anybody fancies a WoW session, it won't be till the technical upgrade comes, which won't be until lockdown's relaxed, and then you'll have to install it, mate, and we'll have to play it. Like, I'll only be able to get on maybe once a week. On a Friday night to play it, you know. Well,
here's one. When we do the WoW Watch Weekend, we have to get Shady on.
Oh yeah, Shady, if you're up for it, you can come on and have a blast with us and have a chit chat about the World of Warcraft movie and the gaming experience. We should do a crossover between the game stories and the movie, so it's not just the movie. But if you're not in World of Warcraft, it was going to be geeky as hell, and I apologize in advance, but I'm quite into that.
I remember doing the raid on Ironforge.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we all met on an ice lake just outside.
Wow. Oh yeah, I remember that.
And it's just like everyone's like, oh, I think they saw me. It's like, dude, we're 100 Horde players standing in the middle of a frozen lake with glowing armor. I'm pretty sure somebody saw us.
Do you know, Shady, if you're still there, if you're still in the background listening to us ramble about stories of World of Warcraft, in the Park District, at one particular time, okay, we had 4 dancing Taurens on the tables in the pub. Do you remember that night, Barry?
Oh yeah, I was dancing with them. I was playing Dunsire, who I still have that character.
Dunsire, wow. This was, these guys had, because I was quite active on the World of Warcraft roleplay forums, and I would always advertise when it was open, and it was always in character, and it was always with quite interesting sort of pictures as well. All right, these people they'd actually ran along the line of the Deep Run tram from one end to the other. Okay, they fought their way through Ironforge to come into the dwarven district of Stormwind, and then ran all the way from, now you know how far away, you couldn't get to more polar opposite sides of Stormwind from the dwarven district to the Park District, and they had virtually all the guards and a whole bunch, which this was great because it was like they were like the maxed out levels with pimped up armor, all like blown away completely. Hold on a second. My son's leaving the room, so I need to speak quietly. And he's left the door open as well, so I need to whisper. So these guys, right, with their pimped up armor, fought their way all the way to the Park District so they could have a drink. Now, I couldn't trade with them, okay? I didn't know that they were coming, but as soon as they did arrive, okay, they got in contact with me outside of everything before. It says, if you come back again, let me know in advance, because I will get another one of my characters who was a Horde character to get to there. So I could sit them down in the corner, so I could have a laptop with them speaking, and Yalis could translate the conversation to other people. So I could say that Yalis spoke Tauren like this. So I had one laptop with one, it was actually one of my friend's characters, it was my brother-in-law's character at the time, and my character, both in the pub talking away. But there was a whole bunch of like, you know, level 25 Alliance noobs that thought they would be able to like gank the crap out of these 4 Taurens with their pimped up armor, and it was just a case of like, doop, like that, by the Taurens. Okay, it was just, they would come in, they would try to fight them. Good lad, make sure that door's shut properly. Come in and they'd try to fight them, and then bang, it just wouldn't happen. They would just batter them, and then they went away about their business again. Those were good days. We had all sorts of different roleplay things going on, but no, I quite fancy, you know, maybe doing an hour of playing the game and enjoying the game mechanics of it. But I would like to roll a character back on the old vanilla servers, and have a role play again back in the tavern, get that started again. I would love to do a thing like that, especially with some of the add-ons that we used to have for the game, but we'll talk about that. And JD, you're in the Discord, so drop me your characters' names and what servers you're on for it all. Yeah, noobs, absolute noobs. They were funny. Yeah, drop me all your WoW details. I'm not got an active account just now, but it's sitting there dormant, waiting for the tech upgrade, and actually waiting really more for winter. I'm thinking more playing after the summer. You play vanilla with your kids? That's a great thing. I think that vanilla might run on my laptop, because that's what I used to play that on, and I could have the settings, which means that Paxton could probably play, and the other laptop we've got used to run it as well. So not in the settings that we currently have for the upgraded version, but back in the basic settings for those days. So, you know, we could have a couple of accounts on the go here. No, why did you do this to me, Barry? You know, you bring out the worst in me. You know, I just sat there for 10 minutes reminiscing about World of Warcraft. Dick, god damn it.
You're welcome.
Jeweled Pegot add-on is essential. yes, it is. I think you can actually. That is a thing. I'm sure that's a thing, Connor. I'm sure that it is. You know,
I've got so many add-ons now. It's ridiculous.
It was what was the big roleplay one? It was Raven something or other. It was one that you could actually make macro in-game items that had no value for the real game mechanics, but they were purely for roleplay. So I could make a bottle or a drink or something to eat for the tavern. As long as you had the same app, I could trade the food with you. So the macros that you could run from it and create from it was, if you ate it, I could have specific things timed to be real time or game time. So if I wanted an action of like you emoting something, like say / Dunsire farts, okay, I could actually have that happen after you've drank this, but I could have it like 2 hours into a game if you were playing the game, or 2 hours of real time. But if you'd logged off, okay, it would have expired. So I used to make curries, the Ethereal Tavern curry with this app, okay, and then have people, they would come in, oh, delicious curry, role-playing, eating this curry. Then they would be away on raids. These were quite high-level characters. They'd be away on raids, and they would get a case of diarrhea in the middle of the raid, and they couldn't stop the emotes of like / Dunsire has the runs, he is shitting everywhere, and things like that. Emotes. It wasn't you personally with your character, Barry, but there was about 10 people in a raid one time that all got the shits because of curries in the tavern.
I remember the nastiest thing I ever did was in old Ice Crown Dalaran. It used to be that you could, when I transformed my druid into the travel form as a stag, if you were part of a party, somebody could ride you as a mount, but you were in control.
That's right.
But I used to do it in the sewers and then take a long run through the sewers, hit the outlet pipe, which just went into the middle of midair, like thousands of miles up.
Oh,
and I'd just jump out, and then I'd change into a bird. He'd dismount and splat.
That's nasty. That's nasty. Listen, we've been on half an hour longer than I intended talking about World of Warcraft. I'm blaming both you, Barry, and Shady for encouraging me.
Do you know what you should do? You should edit out the overruns and the after planned show chit chat and just edit it together into one great big massive.
Like, this is what happens when we're not talking about Radio Apocalypse stuff.
Yeah, just call it the lock-in or something like that.
Yeah, the rambling Radio Apocalypse, something, the lock-in. Yeah, the lock-in's a good idea. This is supposed to be the sort of chats we have on Discord, you know, where everybody can join in. Listen, we're going to have to go because I've got one little boy that's champing at the bit going, why are we not watching Scooby-Doo? Why are we not watching Scooby-Doo? But yeah, listen, this has been fun tonight. The last half hour has been fun. Oh, hang on. Used to do a similar thing. Offer noobs at Northshire a free tour on a 2-seater mount. Fly them over the burning steps and eject them. Whisper to them good luck as they parachuted to inevitable death.
I like that.
There was one time in the early days of Yalis, that I went to sleep in the Lions Inn, whatever it's called, in Goldshire. I went up to one of the beds, lay on the bed, logged off in the bed. Okay, and you know that when you log back in again, you kind of ghost standing up in it at the time in the bed, and you can walk right out of it. Okay, well, when I logged back in the next day, there was 2 people emoting having sex on the bed like this, and then I just appeared right in the middle of something like this, and they were like, do you mind? We're trying to be intimate. I'm like, no. So I went away promptly, sat down on the chair and just sat there looking at them while they pretended to have sex. I thought, how dare you? How dare you? Right, going to go and watch a Scooby-Doo movie with my boy. All right, listen, Barry, thank you for keeping me sane and making me insane at the same time. Listen, everybody that's been on tonight, that's great. Shady, thank you for listening to us about World of Warcraft. I want your World of Warcraft details so I can join. When I join back in, I might roll a character on your server. Everybody that's been on, Connor, Equilibrium, we've had quite a bunch of folk in tonight. I'm scrolling back up. Shady, we've said hello to. Local's away just now, but if Local was here, giving hugs. There's big Jason. Jason's cool. Thank you for coming in. I'm scrolling. Ella was on. I think she's gone as well. And yeah, let's just continue growing the community, having fun with it, and gaming tomorrow night. So watch out for Mojax Happy on Mixer shitting his pants to the chapter 2 of Slenderman. That's going to be a riot. Barry, thank you again. I'm going to take you off camera. Just stay in the green room and I'll speak to you afterwards, mate.
Okay.
Okay. We like Barry. He's a good lad. And yeah, that's kind of us for tonight. Overrun by 30 minutes talking about World of Warcraft. For those people that don't play World of Warcraft, I am so sorry. But I got hooked right in there to be a complete nerd about that. And I'm totally going to give Barry loads of shit in the green room afterwards that he's laughing there. I could see him laughing. Damn you. I promised myself I would never ever do that. And he just baited me completely. And of course, thank you, Shady. You encouraged it as well by just, oh, Shady's a player. Oh, that's really interesting. What did you play as? Yeah, that's magic. Good. Terrible. Right, I think that's going to be me for tonight. I hope you come and join us tomorrow. But what's that? For those that don't play WoW, and I don't, and I'm still here, haha. Now you know how I feel when you talk about sports. Very funny. I like that. It's okay. I'm interested in what everybody says at the end of the day. People are people. They're good. Okay. I'm going back to finding my thing now. Still not got round to making my new outro for that says we'll be back in the morning and everything. So I think what we'll do is we'll continue to use Cognac just now. Where is it? Where's the Cognac music? There it is there. And we will see you all in the morning if you're up on time. Take care and thank you for
I hope you've been enjoying Mojax Happy's Radio Apocalypse. Radio Apocalypse.
And don't forget to go and watch everything Dark Crystal over the weekend as well, because that's going to be fun on Monday. See you guys later. See you in the morning. See you tomorrow night. Take care.